Tell me about what your world's been like the last couple years and how, what do you do now with most of your time? Because you do travel the world really and teach, right?
Yep, I do. And, the rest of the time I'm home in New York and focusing on a couple of things, really trying to build up my online presence. I really do want to cut down a little bit on the traveling. I have a daughter now, a 6-month-old daughter.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Wow. Yeah, so I definitely want to spend more time with her and less time traveling. So I've been building up my online presence, building an app, and we're going to launch that hopefully in a month or so. And the app will deliver content on there, but one of the big features about the app is creating rituals. There's a whole ritual section. Because when I lived as a monk, it was all about rituals throughout the day, right? And a lot of times I think people have this misconception that, if you practice something in the morning, people say to me, Dandapani, if I practice meditation for 10 minutes every morning, is that going to affect my life? And be like, yes, but what are you doing the remaining 23 hours and 50 minutes? If you're doing things that counteract what you're doing in the morning, then it doesn't help. If you exercise for 10 minutes in the morning and the rest of the day you're eating, fish and chips and drinking beer and pizza, laying on the couch, it's not going to help. So the whole app is about helping people create rituals throughout the day, the same way that I have rituals in my life, and as a monk I was trained to have rituals. So I've been really focusing on that and creating proper content. Written my first book, have a draft. Just finished it last Thursday, so
okay, congrats.
Yeah, so we're going to get that published hopefully sometime this year.
Okay.
And then our project in Costa Rica where we're building a retreat center.
And who is your typical client? Is it kind of the CEO of the up and coming tech startup? Is it sports people? Is it everyday people?
Yeah, my typical client that I work with in person is entrepreneurs. So they're entrepreneurs from small to large businesses, small meaning 10, 15 million or higher, and then people that own billion-dollar companies. So those are the people that I work with, and I also work with a couple of athletes as well, a couple of sports, very successful athletes. So,
what do they struggle with mostly? What's their biggest challenge usually when they come to see you?
I think it's interesting because the people I work with have kind of changed over the years. And I would say in the last 2-3 years, the people I worked with, what they really want to know is I think they've come to the realization that they know very little about the mind. They're experts in their areas, but they know very little about the mind, and they really want to understand the mind better so that they can leverage their mind to be even better at what they do. So they're either people that run finance companies or investors or entrepreneurs or tech entrepreneurs or whatever they are, businesses. I've got a whole range of them, and including some couple of the athletes that I work with as well. All of them want to leverage themselves better, and they feel like they have a lack of understanding of how their mind works, and that's one thing they approach me for, and the other thing is how do they develop concentration even more, and that's something that I always talk about is developing focus.
Now, how could those people not understand the mind? I mean, in this day and age, we've got access to all sorts of great YouTube videos, right? Including mine and yours.
Yeah.
We've got all this research. I mean, some of these people live in Silicon Valley. Yeah. How come they can't figure out the mind, and then they come to you to help them?
Because you don't know what you don't know. And the thing is, you can go and troll the web or YouTube, and you get bits and pieces here, but unless you have a structured approach to learning and someone guiding you and training you, you never really learn. Right, and you have an academy where you take people through a process, and that's so important, right? To have a teacher that walks you through it. And when I joined the monastery, my guru took me step by step. He was able to look at me and see what I needed next, pushed me in that area, challenged me here. But when you go on YouTube or you go online, you read a few things, you don't get the same effect, And I think a lot of these people want that. They want me to work with them and push them and highlight little things about their mind, so they can have that conversation with me and really refine it, and that's really what they're looking for, which is hard to get from 20 different YouTube videos.
Right.
Yeah.